What's up guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome to Unbox Monday. So today we're taking a look at Salvinos models Richard Petty 1971 Chrysler Plymouth. Now this goes for pretty much any Chrysler Plymouth that JR models. So this particular one is Richard Petty, but this body style is basically for different years of the Chrysler Roadrunner. So let's go in the box, open it up, see what comes inside, and we take more detail later on. Alrighty, so first things first is the decal sheet. Now again, this is all depends on what kit you have. So this is Richard Petty, so we got Richard Petty paint scheme. And all of the JR kits are from Power Slide with their decals, so they're super high quality decals. You can literally see every single detail that goes to the gauge clusters, even to the tiny little sponsorships. You can read every single little piece of letters that is on these things. It's incredible. So decals are really high quality, and again, like I said, this all depends on which driver you have. Okay, we got clear parts. We only have two clear parts: your main windshield and your rear and your front windshield. So that's pretty much about it. So it's super basic, but very nice, and they're really clear. Keep them big so that way you won't scratch them up. But yeah, very nice. Okay, so don't lose this. We do have a metal axle. This is for the rear diff. Alrighty, so we're gonna move on to the first silver parts. So this might be silver, this might be a different color for you, but most cases this tree is gonna be silver. Now again, I'm gonna keep note most of these trees are gonna share the same parts or a lot of the chassis for the Monte Carlo, the Dodge Charger, and the I believe it's the Oldsmobile. So this is gonna look a lot familiar to you for the kits. But again, very nicely detailed. We do have your exhaust and stuff, oil pan, and you got your radiator. And some of these parts you're not going to be using on this particular kit, because some of these parts are for the Oldsmobile. Some of these parts are for the Monte Carlo. It all depends. So a lot of these parts might not be getting used. Okay, second silver tree, we have our diff, our axle, two-piece, their pumpkin, your gas tank. Here is your engine. Now this engine block is used for different models as well. Only thing different is going to be the heads and your other parts on top, your manifolds. So, but here's your leaf springs, steering wheel, pedals, bells and pulleys. There's extra bracing for your engine bay. You have battery, timing chain or timing belt cover, more roll cage parts, suspension. You have your two-piece fire extinguisher, your seat with seatbelts mode in. Okay, third tree, you have your steering, more bracing. These are spacers for your front and rear diff, so you can make the ride height higher if you want to. You have your distributor and your roll cage for the engine bay. So pretty cool. And then you do have a water pump, more suspension, steering, and radiator hoses. And then there is another part of your suspension for your chassis. Okay, moving on to the other parts. Now again, this might be molded in different color for you. This might be in blue, red. Depends on what color the car is. So since this is Richard Petty, so this is Petty Blue. So you have your heads. Again, not for this particular kit. This is for the Monte Carlo and the Oldsmobile. You have your window net. There is your different style wheels. So make sure you do choose the correct wheels, because there are multiple wheels in this kit. Again, for different cars and different years. There is your dashboard. There is your rear end. And here is your front end of your chassis. So the reason why that's in 2 pieces is because, like I mentioned, it shares the different car models and they have different wheelbases. So it all depends, and to correct those wheelbases is you have to select various different holes for this pin to go on. So make sure you do pay attention on your instructions on which model you are building. Most cases the Monte Carlo is the longest one. Okay, next cover tree, you do have more manifolds, another oil pan. There is your Hemi heads. This is the one that you'll be using for the Charger and the Roadrunner. More radiator hoses, your fan. Here is your Hemi manifold right there. Pretty cool. More belts and pulleys. Another water pump, I'm assuming for your Hemi. Another distributor. Okay, next tree, it's going to have your roll cage parts. You have another window net. More roll cage parts. And then you have another set of wheels. Another set of exhausts. So it depends on which car it is. I'm assuming that's for the Monte Carlo. You do have your front splitters. More interior bits and pieces. Okay, and the last tree, this particular tree is for this kit, which is for the Roadrunner. So you have your firewall and all your body parts, your filter, you have your mirror, shifter, and then there is your Roadrunner bumpers and stuff. Again, for different years, it depends which one it is. Their front clip. More roll cage parts. You do have your spoiler, I think. This is for the windows. Here is your Pacific dry shaft for this wheelbase. And your your Roadrunner hood. And the bottom portion of your clip for your radiator part. Okay, speaking of Roadrunner, there is your Roadrunner body. Really nice. Again, this all depends on which driver you have, and this could be in a different color, molded in a different color, but really nice detail. You do have your door panels or your doors molded in. Very good detail in that. If you want to sand those down, you can, because some cars actually don't have those doors, but most of them did, but they just welded the door shut. Obviously, your gas filter cap is separate, which is pretty cool. Here's your trunk. You do have your hood pins molded in to the trunk and the hood, so if you want to use like photo edge or 3D printed ones, you can easily sand those out. Your window bracing is in here, nicely detailed. Really nice. And the final piece is going to be your tires. Again, it all depends on which year it is. Some will have treaded tires like this, and the newer ones, or the later ones, will have these slicks. But since this is in the 70s still, they are still running the treaded tires, which are really nice, very accurate, and you will be using this side for your outside for your Goodyear decals, and this side will be for the inside because it's kind of rough and it's not as round as these side. So make sure you do correct the good side, and make sure you do keep your wheels separate, because these tires are very hard vinyl, so you're not squeezing 2-piece wheels through these. So a little cleanup is necessary for your molding issues, but really good detail, and they're very accurate. But after taking a very good kit, guys, obviously a JR Models NASCAR kit, this is a really good kit. Again, these particular ones, these older model NASCAR kits, they are specifically designed by Jim over at Salvinos JR Models. So there's a lot of parts in these kits, and some of these parts are really fiddly. So make sure you do have quite a bit built up your sleeve before you do hassle these kits, because again, there's a lot of parts in these kits, especially for the chassis and stuff. and they do get a little fiddly. So make sure you do have some built up your sleeve, but they are really good kits. After you build a couple of them, you will know exactly what you're doing. Again, this chassis shares everything except for the body parts. Pretty much everything in this kit that you've seen shares for the Roadrunner, Charger, Oldsmobile, and so that's pretty cool. So a lot of this chassis shares all those, and again, that's why it's in 2 pieces, because so that way you can set your different wheelbases, because other ones have longer wheelbases than others. Since this is a Roadrunner, this one pretty much has a short wheelbase, so pretty cool. And again, also depends on which year it is. If it's the early 70s, you're going to have treaded tires, or later 70s and the 80s, you're going to have slicks. So it all depends, and it also depends on which driver it is with the color paint scheme. In this case, it's Richard Petty, so it's be molded in Richard Petty blue. So not a big deal, and yours might be molded in a completely different color. So, but other than that, guys, that's it for this video. Hope you enjoyed, and until my next video, I'll catch you guys next time.